idea is that February this month, you probably know by now, has been declared Toastmasters month in British Columbia by the province of British Columbia. So both District 21 and District 96 approached the province and had them to declare it. Now, from a district team perspective, one of the main missions of the district is to grow the membership of the district, which in turn grows the membership of clubs, and which in turn works towards the distinguished district program. The same as we have a distinguished club program, distinguished area, and distinguished division. The district's mission is to grow the membership in the district. Now, one of the challenges is that the district, to meet that goal, they need to work towards, or they need to work with division directors, area directors, and the clubs themselves. We're finding that a lot of the clubs are having challenges with the whole process of public relations. They don't know how to go about it, or they don't have the resources to go forward with it, or they don't have the time to do it. There's all kinds of different reasons. So what we want to do through this series of webinar Wednesdays is to offer resources that right at the club level that the VP of Public Relations and anybody that has a desire to help with public relations for the clubs can help out and take on some of the initiatives. This particular session that we're doing this evening, this webinar, the idea is this is an overview. I'm calling it your Public Relations Toastmasters, what are we calling it? Your Toastmasters Public Relations Toolbox. And the idea is that I'll be presenting I guess a whole list or a collection of public relations ideas, call them tools if you will, that have worked on some clubs in the past. There's some traditional ones that have worked in the past, and I guess you'd say blending into usage of the internet. Some of the ones I'm sure you're quite familiar with. You'll have your opinions of whether they work, whether they don't. Some of them, depending on your experience, how long you've been with Toastmasters and what you've done with marketing, some of the ideas might be brand new to you, and we're hoping that you can use them to attract members out to your club. So what the plan is, let me do it a little bit differently than most webinars. There's the opening preamble that I was hoping Carol was going to be online here with me. There is something worked for Carol. Are you online now, Carol? Still can't hear you.
I'm online. Can you hear me now?
Oh, I'm so glad to hear your voice.
Okay.
I feel like I'm talking to her. Good, Carol's here. I'm not sure if you're listening to what I was saying, but I was just giving an opening preamble. So the idea is we want to provide some tools for public relations club officers. So what we have is it's a pre-recorded video that's about 19 minutes long. As we go, we're going to watch it. As we go through it, we'd like you to use the chat to start asking questions. Carol's going to help me we're going to collect the questions and then answer them at the end of the video. And we'll take it from there. We'll keep track of the questions. We'll make sure that everybody has a chance to get their question answered. We will be recording this session, and it'll be available for reviewing later on, especially for those people that were not able to attend this one. So right now it looks like we have 16 attendees on right now. So
excellent.
Is there anything you wanted to add, Carol, before we go to the video?
Just that we want everybody to have fun with this. I think people tense up when they think about how to get the word out about their club. They think of marketing, they think of advertising, and we'd rather have you think of PR as, well, the words public relations is relating to your public. And it's your public. It's not the entire public. It's the ideal public that is ripe and ready for what your club has to offer.
Okay, well, let's see if we get this video going. And work well at practice. Okay. Sharing my screen. No, no, share my screen. Where's the video? Local styles. Okay, this should be, if all goes well, the tutorial. You may have to check your volume. Okay, the video is now loaded.
In this video, we'll be looking at ideas on how to promote your Toastmasters Club by leveraging online resources as well as conventional marketing techniques. They aren't organized in any order of importance or priority. However, I'm expecting it to be easy to follow along with me. Let's start off with some general marketing and promotional ideas. It's often said that only 50% of your marketing and promotion actually works. The problem is that you will never know which 50% works. If you're currently serving as the VP of Public Relations for your club, you will have likely created a marketing plan at the beginning of your term. Now's a good time to review it to see if it's actually working. If it isn't working, why isn't it? Is there anything that you can do to get things moving forward? While each club should have a member serving as a VP of Public Relations, it can be helpful to recruit others to effectively promote Toastmasters, and specifically your club. There's an interconnectedness between the Toastmasters club officer roles, and in many clubs, they overlap. It's the VP of Public Relations role to attract members to the club. It then becomes the VP of Membership's role to make the sale, that is, converting the guest to become a member. Marketing and sales are closely related. We'll look at that conversion process in another video later in this series. The field of public relations is in a constant state of change. What worked in the past may not work now. And then again, what didn't work in the past may very well work nowadays. Along with this webinar, we've had some other resources that may be of help for you. Just in case you don't know yet, D21 has a YouTube channel where we are collecting video resources, and we have a selection of club building and public relations related instructional videos. You can easily get there by going to our D21Toastmasters.org site, and there will be a YouTube icon on the right side of the page. Just click on it and you'll be taken to our D21 YouTube channel. Wherever you meet, there are likely passerbys wondering what's going on with all the people coming and going. You can either create or purchase a sandwich board that announces that your club meets here. Toastmasters International Store has a couple of versions of signs worthwhile considering, and they're quite inexpensive. They also have a smaller version that you can attach to your door or wall with these Velcro dots. One no-cost public relations strategy is to create an ongoing word-of-mouth campaign. This can be as simple as having the meeting chair challenge the members, perhaps at the end of the meeting, to get out there and talk up Toastmasters. The idea is to continually remind your club members to invite guests to come out and check out your meeting. While the concept of the word campaign usually means something that is time limited, there's value in using this strategy continually. If you have time in your meetings, you could allow for some discussion on how to do so and to see what has worked and what hasn't. This video was created to leverage Toastmasters Month in BC. The general idea is that D21 and D96 leaders have asked the province of BC to declare February as Toastmasters Month in BC. This can be a good leverage point for public relations initiatives to draw attention to our Toastmasters program. You can either leverage the provincial proclamation or approach your own town or city council and have them declare Toastmasters Month in your community. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it here, but if you go to our D21 YouTube channel, under the Playlist tab, locate Toastmasters Public Relations. There's a video there entitled Toastmasters Month Proclamation Tutorial that I've created to help share some ideas on how to leverage the proclamation for your club. Now we're going to look at some special events that you can hold to draw attention to your club, starting off with what you can do within your club. If you're part of a strong club or perhaps a struggling club, there can be value in reaching out to another local club and creating a joint meeting. This gives you an opportunity to do some promotion that could benefit both clubs. Encourage guests to attend so that they too can see the benefits of our Toastmasters program. Some Toastmasters clubs have had great success with conducting open houses, that is, opening their club to the public and or specific invited guests. At the other end of the continuum are those clubs that have had dismal results. I guess you really won't know how it works for your club until you try it. An alternative to conducting an open house could be to have an invite a friend meeting. Simply put, every club member could be challenged to bring a friend to the meeting. You can do this several times throughout the Toastmasters year. Even if not all your members are able to bring a friend, the likelihood of increasing your number of guests is high. Another version of this is each one bring one. Speechcraft is a proven method of raising awareness for Toastmasters and gaining members. It can be conducted within the club or externally. One method is to run the Speechcraft every second week within your club, alternating with your regular club meetings. The idea is that you would invite a Speechcraft participant to attend the regular meetings and hopefully they'll join your club. Now let's look at some external PR measures. Let's move on to some external events that you can conduct, that is outside of your regular meeting. We ended the internal PR measures with a suggestion of holding a Speechcraft within your club. An alternative is to connect with the community group and deliver the Speechcraft program at their premises. The idea, of course, is that the participant sees the value of the Toastmasters program, and then you can ask them to join your club. An event that has proven successful in the community is to hold a Stump the Toastmaster event. This can be held in a bookstore, a coffee shop, or even a mall. I've participated in this strategy at a local community college as part of their Career Day event. This was to raise awareness for our local Toastmaster clubs. The idea is that you get some of your more courageous members to participate in a demonstration to the public of the value of Toastmasters training. Members of the public or passerbys, depending on where you're set up, would ask a table topic style of question, and an experienced Toastmaster would respond to the question. This can be a lot of fun. Sometimes we do get stumped, and sometimes we open it up to the public to answer a question. We invite somebody up from the audience, and we pose a question for them. We also provide a quick evaluation for whoever speaks. As an added benefit, you can always add a table or display with brochures or handouts promoting your club. Many community colleges offer a speaker series. Your more confident speakers could get themselves on the series, deliver a speech on some topic of value, and then do a promotion for Toastmasters, that is a plug. Some businesses such as coffee shops or bookstores often hold open mic nights that you can go and deliver a speech, and then of course do a plug for Toastmasters. Arbutus Toastmasters in Parksville has an interesting event happening. They've created an event around the soapbox concept. The idea is that the speaker delivers an impromptu speech, often about a political subject or cause. They stand on a soapbox, which is a raised platform, and originally were wooden crates used to ship soap. It's certainly something out of the ordinary, and it could be a lot of fun. Nowadays, we can't look at marketing and promotion without considering social media. Let's start off with Facebook. If you haven't already, create a club Facebook page. There's an ongoing argument as to whether you should have a page or a group for your Toastmasters club. A group is restricted to whoever you want to let in and allows you to have private conversations with the group members. A page better allows you to promote your club to the world, as the content is readily available for the public to see and hopefully like. A page also offers the benefits of scheduling your posts as well as determining if anyone actually viewed your content and shared it. We aren't going to go into a lot of detail on how to do that, as it's beyond the scope of this session, we'll likely be having a separate webinar on creating a Facebook page in the near future. In the meantime, there are some tactics that you can use to leverage your Facebook page. It's all about reach and interacting. The idea is that the Facebook page allows you to connect and interact with people in a way that your club website can't. You do have a club website, right? If you want to draw people to your Facebook page, you have to offer them content that will interest them. Here's some quick ways to gather content so that you can post. The first one, an easy one, is follow Toastmasters International on Facebook and LinkedIn, and then share their posts to your own Facebook page. Another way is to follow other Toastmasters clubs by liking them and sharing their posts. I would suggest repackaging their posts if you need to, so that you don't confuse your followers as to where the post is coming from. You want to draw the people out to your club, not necessarily theirs. Join the District 21 Toastmasters Facebook group. This is a closed group that can provide you with ideas and posts that you can share. As it is a group, you are unable to share from within the group page. You can work around this by copying and pasting any text, URLs, and graphics, and then add them to a post on your Facebook page, and then you publish it. Another good way to generate content that I use is utilizing your Gmail profile to create alerts for anything related to Toastmasters, public speaking, and leadership. Anything else related to Toastmasters for that matter. You'll get an email sent to your Gmail account every time those keywords show up on the internet. Then you can share the articles to your club Facebook page by posting a link to the article and adding your own editorial or promotional text. You can create a Facebook campaign. I regularly schedule a series of Facebook posts based on a theme. For example, I collect quotes from Toastmasters International and post them. If you go to the Toastmasters International Facebook page and into their photo section, you can see lots of graphics that are usable on your website. I also created some graphics with quotes from Ralph Smedley, founder of Toastmasters International, that I post on our club Facebook page as a campaign. You should also encourage your fellow club members to share these Toastmasters related posts on their personal timelines. This is a lot like planting seeds. The idea is that if a person's friends see TM posts often enough, perhaps they'll get curious enough to check it out. Pictures of your happy, smiling Toastmasters members are always great pictures to post. You should recognize and celebrate your members' accomplishments. You can also write a blog about Toastmasters or any aspect of our program, then share it on your Facebook page or your website, or both. Encourage your fellow club members to share the blog post, once again, in their social media that they use. This helps expand the reach. Testimonials are one of the most powerful sales tools out there. If we see somebody happy about using a product or service, we're likely to try it out for ourselves. Toastimonials are a short promotion by a member about how Toastmasters has helped them personally. This can be done in the form of a blog or perhaps a short video. Don't forget to add the happy smiling Toastmasters photo to your blog. The strategy that I've been using for a while now is to video record educational sessions or speeches and upload them to your club's Facebook page. Tag the members appearing in the video. This helps with the reach. Facebook loves video and at present seems to share them with more people than they do simple article posts. On the subject of video, there's value in creating a YouTube channel for your club. It's being said that YouTube is now the third largest search engine, and in the next 2 years, some 80% of all web traffic will be video. You can easily create your YouTube channel for your club and upload your videos to it. You can also get more exposure to your videos by leveraging the D21 YouTube channel. So you just upload your videos to your club channel and then send me a link and I will add them to the D21 channel. We're looking for member speeches, and we're also looking for videoed educational sessions. We'll likely look at doing a separate webinar and creating your YouTube channel, as it also is beyond the scope of this session. Moving along, we will quickly look at leveraging the media. The first strategy is getting invited as a guest on a talk show or radio interview. In small communities that have a talk show or an all-news format, you may be able to approach a program director to get interviewed on the radio. It can be helpful to you if you have an opinion to offer on how the Toastmasters program can solve a local problem or issue. It would be a good platform to promote Toastmasters in general and specifically to your club. Writing a letter to the editor is a tried and true method to raise awareness of Toastmasters. As a Toastmaster member and a member of the public, you can write a letter to the editor with your opinion and plug in Toastmasters as a solution. The whole job search process comes to mind as an example of what you can talk about. Toastmasters has proven to build self-confidence, the skills to communicate effectively, which in turn helps people land a job. Or you can talk about the lack of public speaking skills in local politicians, how it can be solved by them attending Toastmasters. Let's look at leveraging the internet, starting off with your email signature file. I would encourage all club officers to create an email signature file highlighting their Toastmaster club role and contact info. This is a good place to add links to your Facebook page, website, your YouTube channel, and any other on web presence that your club has. Then there's Meetup. Meetup allows you to create a profile to promote your club, very much like a web page. Then you create events based on your club meetings. So you'd post each individual meeting to Meetup. People sign up on Meetup at no charge to them. Then they can register to attend your club meeting event. If they show up, great, you have a guest. If they don't, you still have their contact info that you can reach out to them after the fact. All you do is go to meetup.com. Some clubs have been very successful using Meetup, others not so well. The district has an account that you can get into to get your club featured on. Just ask us for details and we'll tell you how to do so. Eventbrite is an online community events calendar that usually has quite high traffic. You can set yourself up as an organizer featuring your club. It's free to do so. You would then post your regular meeting and any other special meeting details. You would use the category of business meetings, which places you with other business and educational events. If you're not charging for your event, Eventbrite is free to use. If you are charging, they can handle the online registrations for you at an inexpensive cost. Just go to eventbrite.com. Your community may have free online events calendars. Free is always good. It's said that you have to touch your customer some 7 to 11 times before they make a purchasing decision. Online community event calendars can serve as one of those touch points. If your potential customer, in our case a potential Toastmasters guest, sees a promo for your club from multiple sources, they may very well decide to check it out. The downside is that these online calendars are passive in nature, meaning that a visitor to their site may only see it if they visit the time slot that your event is listed in. Some of these online event calendars offer you the ability to promote your event at a small price. Thanks for following along with this video. We're going to be back to our live webinar and answer some questions for you, so stay tuned.
Live, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I'm going to clap for you. Well done. True Toastmasters fashion. James, was it James that asked? Oh, Jim Taylor asked, are all these ideas listed in a reference document so we can use them in our clubs? Rae, are they?
They are in a reference. Well, it's more of a script.
Mm-hmm.
it's a script. It can be easily posted. Yeah, it would just take me like 10 minutes or so to do so, and I can post it when we publish the recorded version of this. The script, which are the notes, that can go with it. So that's easy enough to do. I just gotta take out the button that says change the slide.
Right.
It was set up for a teleprompter.
Right. I'm just scrolling back through the chat, and I didn't see any questions come up. There was some interest in Meetup. Some people have it, haven't utilized it. If you've got a question right now, you can just go ahead and type it in the chat area. So, Rae, just thinking of the clubs that you have worked with, what have you noticed was a really effective combination of PR to do?
Well, I think, well, it goes back to the saying that 50% of your marketing works, but you don't know which 50%. So therefore, you basically have to do 90 to 100%. So you have to try different things, and if something works, if it works, it works, and you can keep on doing it as long as it keeps on working. Like one of the as an example, in that presentation, I mentioned open houses. I know that there are some clubs that have had very good success with it. I've heard more than a dozen or so people signing up on the spot. But at the other end of the continuum, I also hear that some clubs have spent a lot of money. They've purchased food. They've bought prizes, door prizes, and not a single guest has shown up. So for that particular club, perhaps it's their location, but it didn't work for them. But I think part of the marketing for the open house idea is that one of the techniques clubs often use, and perhaps it's overused, is to invite former members. Well, that is a pool of people that you can invite, but they know why they're coming. They know you're trying to talk them back into coming, and they left in the first place. So some might join, but some not.
Right.
I think it's a balance. Some people have the idea that Facebook is the be all end all. Well, no, it's not really. It's a touch point. You have to have your name out there. The community resource calendars is another touch point. Again, I live in Kelowna, and I have access to about 5 or 6 different calendars. I don't rely on them because you only, like I said in the video, people only see it if they're at that time. It's passive. They're not promoting it on your behalf. But if they do see it, and they do see it over and over again, it's like planting a seed. So I think it's really finding something that works for you, and push forward, or maybe even combining with other clubs in your area. If you don't have the resources, I talked about a joint meeting, but the same idea would work with a joint project, several clubs working together on the stump.
Right. Now, somebody had asked about Meetup. I'll give you a little bit of story behind Meetup. When I first joined Toastmasters, they told me that I needed to run for a club officer role, so I did, and I ran for VPPR. They said that if I did anything, it would be a step above what they'd ever done before. So I felt pretty good about that. The one thing that I tried was Meetup, and we were astounded. Before then, it was putting the Toastmasters magazines in doctor's office. It was putting up flyers everywhere. It was trying to get notices up on the library display, the electronic display. We would find unique ways to reach out to the community however we could. But meetup.com, that was people actively looking for a place to go that was near them, and it gave us a chance to reach back to them. So as the VP of PR, I would connect with everybody who signed up and give them a really warm welcome, invite them to the upcoming meeting, manage their expectations of what they were going to experience, And then if they didn't show up at the meeting, I would follow up and say, oh, we missed you. Hope that everything's okay. And wait for them to respond. If they responded, we'd start a two-way conversation. So it's a really unique tool that allows you to actually connect one-on-one before they've set foot in your door and continue that connection in a real way. But somebody really has to take the reins with it in your team and work it. Plus, after every single meeting, somebody has to log in, and not everybody who you can encourage your club members to join meetup and they'll forget to sign up, and so you have to go in after the meeting and say, oh, this person was there and this person was there and this person was there, and then change the number of attendees. You can physically change that number so that anybody stumbling across your meetup goes, oh, well, they look back in time and they see, oh, they consistently have 15 to 20 people at their meetings, and
So that's your social proof.
yeah, exactly.
That's what you're looking for.
So it's not passive. It's sort of a combination of passive and active in that it's sitting there, but once people connect, you've got an opportunity to make it an active part of your marketing and consistently work with it. So the district has six, well, we have two separate meetup accounts. Each of them have three accounts within them, three meetups within them. So we've picked 6 geographic areas. This was set up by last year's team, and we're continuing to try to provide it for clubs who are interested. Now, some clubs prefer to have their own meetup. They don't really want to share with their geographical area, but the benefit of sharing with your geographical area is if you've got an open house, there's a cross promotion that happens, and somebody who might not be a fit for one club, you might be the ideal club for. You just never know. In the passport program, we are providing a point for bringing a guest to another club. So here's a great opportunity to get a little thank you in your passport from the club that you're bringing that person to. And you never know, that could change a person's life just by being in the right club for them. We have a group, a very active group going in South Surrey, and everybody is on there except for a few clubs. We all know about each other's events and meetings, and we're not stepping over each other for members.
Okay, so Carol, Stephen's asking in the chat, who would he contact to get the password for meetup? They've lost it from the person doesn't recall it. So where would they get a new password?
You create your account. Your account is your password, and that always stays with you. And then all you have to do is join the meetup that's closest to you. And I've been trying to get the division directors to join meetup so I could elevate them to coordinator status, and then they can elevate the club executive from each club up to an event coordinator. So you can post your own events on there.
Maybe it would be helpful if we put that in writing and make it available to people.
Yes.
Because I asked you the same question today. How do I get mine up there?
Right. So yes, that's a good idea. I'm writing it down right now as a to-do on my list.
Sheila asked if anybody's heard of Eventsy. I have. I believe I get them every time, and I think I just delete them. But that's a good one. I got to check out on that one.
I haven't heard of that one.
I'm going to check my trash or my deleted file. Okay, Mary's logging in somehow, saying since they used Meetup in the past. It's just an internal message. She's used Meetup in the past. I used it for Kelowna Flying Solo Toastmasters. A couple of years. It was tied into my own personal profile, but as Carol was saying, I probably wasn't as assertive as I should have been. I had the events there. I had a good content there, hopefully to attract people. I was putting notes in. I thought I was having good content, but I wasn't really doing the follow-up. One of the challenges with Meetup is that, and you need to be aware of it as a marketing technique, is that people can sign up for free. So if you go to a Toastmaster, they sign up to go to a Toastmaster Club meeting. They have no investment in it. They get no skin in the game, so they don't have to show up. But as Carol said, the leverage point is in following up with them, and hope you're all well. I didn't do that, so maybe I would have had better response if I had done that. So I'm just checking my email to see if I do get
Can I ask a
anything.
question, please?
Yeah, sure.
We first of all, I wanted to thank you for arranging this webinar, and I want to acknowledge and appreciate what Carol does for our district. So no matter what happens, we always remember you, Carol, as a hardworking and dedicated Toastmasters, that you did your best while you're taking this role. So much appreciated what you're doing for our district.
Aw, thanks. Is that Naji?
Yes, this is Naji. And we had the experience of Meetup. We highly benefited from using Meetup. At some point, I'm not sure if you're aware, we had a crash a few years ago in our club, and 8 members just at one time they left our club. So we were down to, from 25, we were down to 15 and 16 members, and we used Meetup as an effective tool. And in that time, I was taking the PR role, and I did all the things that you mentioned, like contacting them in person and inviting them, and then sending a follow-up note that we missed you. I wanted to make sure that everything is right. So it was really effective, and we recruited 10 people.
Yeah, that's excellent.
200 we had on Meetup. So the rate that we had was 1 out of 20 that you get on the Meetup, and we call them virtual members of the club. You get 1 real member showing up and filling out the application and actually joining the Toastmasters. So that was great. Later, a club in our area, they decided to join us and share the expenses of the Meetup with us, and we did that. But what happened was they just sit back and they just enjoyed the and the notes that we were posting and comments and also photos. I used to take photos of each session, 5 to 10 pictures, and posting them to Meetup, so they could see that this is a live group and it's a dynamic group that we are getting together, and that was really effective. But what happened was that the other group that was sharing part of the cost with us, they never did any of the posting, keeping the Meetup updated. So we decided to, and also some of the members, they said, we liked your club, but we were directed to the other club. So we decided to go ahead and have our own account. So my question is, the account that you have for the district, is it working the same way? So some members that they come, they may be directed to the other club rather than, the club that actually is doing the work?
Oh, if I look at South Surrey, because that's the example that I'm considering of a community that is actually working together, they don't have a fight over members. I mean, people stumble into whatever club fits what they're looking for, and maybe it's because we've differentiated ourselves from each other. So our target, we've got a very specific messaging that goes with our events, and of course our events are on a regularly posted schedule. They constantly come up on their own. They all say the same thing, and the club that I belong to is focused on impromptu speaking skills. Everybody who shows up is expecting to improve their impromptu speaking skills. If they are entrepreneurs that like to get an early start to their day, they show up in the Monday morning club. So if you differentiate yourselves from your neighbors, I think that the right people will gravitate to your club, and I think a rising tide floats all boats. It would be nice to get everybody contributing to the site to make it vibrant, but you yourself can go into your events and make sure that your events are vibrant, reach out to those people who said that they would come and didn't. So you can do your own follow-up, and you can reach out certainly to anybody who joins the group and share that you have this opportunity and invite them to come.
Fair enough. Yeah, thank you.
And following up with Sheila's question about, I'm not sure if you're seeing, are you seeing the screens shared on
Yes.
right now?
Yes.
Okay, this I do get the Evency that she's referring to, and it appears to be an online event calendar that takes place in different communities, and they've been posting. They're grabbing the information from somewhere and posting it. Perhaps it could be from Eventbrite. I'm not too sure where they're grabbing the information. I can click and go to the. Not sure what's going to happen. No. Okay, the events. It has a screen that's very much like the meetup screen, and they have the event listing. I guess it says get your discount for and save 30%. So their goal is to try and make money from you. So I don't know the actual price, but it could be something worthwhile, depending on the target market, I guess. It might be worthwhile investing or checking it out. So it's an American from San Francisco.
Oh.
Okay, so Carol, you're loading slides?
I am.
Okay, we're watching the clock there.
Yes, I am. Okay. So I don't see any more questions, but feel free as questions come up to pop them in the chat and we'll tackle them.
I have one more question, Carol, if you don't mind.
Sure.
As you can hear, I'm an English learner and I'm coming from another language background. And there is a need in our community, which is a Persian community, to practice public speaking. We recently had an inquiry from Max Stefan, who is the area director of Area 2. Max was suggesting that if we can have a French division under Diversity Club. I'm not sure what is the strategy of Toastmasters International and how we approach these kind of clubs. I have no information on how we can found and how we can promote these clubs. Can we have any non-English speaking clubs?
Yes, absolutely. And I would encourage that, actually. There are non-English, whoops, somebody's moving my slides. Okay, let's go back. No, stop it. Stop clicking. Don't. Okay, so there are non-English speaking clubs all over the world, and we have Toastmasters materials created in, I can't remember how many languages. I would have to look that up, but certainly we have them in French. We have them in Chinese. We have them in, I'm not sure about the language that they speak in Persia, if they have that version just yet, but I can certainly go looking for that. There are people who immigrate to this part of the world, and there is a need for community, and yes, they're all trying to improve their English speaking skills, but I think that there is a sense of community when you can communicate in the language of your homeland, and that comfort, that connection. I think that's valuable. Really, the value in our Toastmasters clubs is the community that we create. You don't just have a learning experience. You gain a whole new set of friends. And those friendships, the friendships that I formed right from the very beginning of Toastmasters, I still have. They are cherished people in my life. Even though they've moved all over the place, I still keep in contact with them. So, Carolyn, no worries. You must be elevated to presenter. So, yes, absolutely. If you feel that a certain language would serve your community, on Toastmasters International, you can take a look at how many different versions of the Competent Communicator Manual you get, and then you will know exactly what languages are available in the current program. Plus, in the Pathways program, they're constantly translating, and I think they're up to 8 languages. We're rolling out region by region. The idea is as soon as they get another language done, they're ready for another region.
The thing is that I have mentored a few of my back home people to Toastmasters, and Toastmasters at the beginning seems to be a little bit intimidating, speaking in the second language. But when I explained the foundation of speechcraft in the first language, I said this is the beginning, the intro, this is the body of the speech, and this is the conclusion, and this is how you play with your vocal variety. And then they did a few demo speeches in Farsi, which is the first language of
That's
Iran.
what it is. Yes.
And then they felt more comfortable with being prepared to preparing and presenting speeches in English language. So that was kind of a pre-step, let's say, for presenting speeches in English language when they are introduced Toastmasters principles and foundation and tips and techniques in their own first language. That's kind of a preamble to the second language, public speaking.
Right. And James Falcon wrote in Lithuania, he attended their clubs, they switched to English for their official contests. So yes, you could absolutely reach out to a specific niche community and it would be a specialty club, and nurture those people, draw them there, draw that community in, and they'll learn better English speaking skills while being in the comfort of those who can understand them when they're speaking in their regular language.
Cheryl, aren't you having a webinar tomorrow night on starting a new club?
Yes, we have a webinar tomorrow
Might that
night.
be a good one for Ashley to participate in?
Yes. You sound like you're underwater. That's really, I don't know, something's going on with your bandwidth.
There's going to be a lot of snow on the Coca-Cola right now. So what do you think your promotion?
Yes.
I just want to tell you, though, we do have a couple of people that are logged in by telephone, so they're not going to be able to see your slides, so you may just want to expand upon that. Makes a difference.
Okay, I will create a theater of the mind here. So we are launching into 2018. For everybody else on the planet, this is a brand new year. For us, we're halfway through our Toastmasters year. But it's really important to, when I look at when people joined Toastmasters, there are a lot of people that joined in January, February, some in March. That's because that's when we get mad about how our life's been till now, and we decide that we need a change. So people go looking for answers right about now. This is the perfect time to reach out and share the adventure with the people in your community, whatever community that may be. Just waiting for that second. There we go. Our focus this year is on happy, healthy members in happy, healthy clubs supported by happy, healthy leaders. And we recognize that there is burnout when our clubs get below a certain threshold. We know that we need more members to share the tasks. But here's the thing, nobody joined Toastmasters to promote Toastmasters. But if we want a happy, thriving learning experience for ourselves and for our friends who are fellow members, then we need to constantly keep inviting new people to have the Toastmasters experience. Besides that, imagine if no one had shared Toastmasters with you. Imagine what your life would be. So every time you share Toastmasters with another person, you're planting a seed, whether they come or not. It's never a waste of your time. It's always a good act. In your local ACT event, you're going to get a sheet, actually 4 sheets, of hundreds of membership building ideas, and you're going to get together in your group, in your club team, and you're going to brainstorm on this list and beyond, whatever pops into your mind of some way that you would like to promote your club. So it's something to look forward to if you have not already attended one. Your club will receive its own copy of the official proclamation from the Queen in the province of British Columbia to take back to your club and share. You can have somebody be the town crier for your next meeting. So do make sure that you get your copy, and there's one for every single club. You'll get an opportunity to brainstorm together, and hopefully you leave with a bit of an action plan to take action on. Because we have recognized that you want to celebrate. You love partying with your team. We want you to not have to wait until the very end after June to celebrate, because half of you are on holidays then. We want you to celebrate early. We want you to celebrate often. So just so you know, you already know that Toastmasters International, well, some of you might not know, they have a sponsor award. They have gifts to give you if you sponsor 10 new members or reinstated members into clubs. It could be your club, it could be other people's club. You just have to make sure that your name goes on page 2 of the membership form right at the top. You put your name, you put your Toastmasters number, make sure you've got that on you at all times. So if you bring a guest to another club, leave a form with the VP of membership and say, when this person joins, make sure that you use this form and you credit me for their sponsorship. That goes on your record forever. I can see all the people I've ever sponsored into Toastmasters. We know that we have the Distinguished Club program, and that we're awarded for sometime in July. We get a shiny ribbon for our banner, and kudos. We've been working on the Club Treasure Hunt adventure since the early fall. And in that Club Treasure Hunt adventure, we give you treasure for your treasure chest to celebrate every new member you bring into your club. Every sponsor, official sponsor, listed on Toastmasters for your new members, and also for any PR campaigns that you do. No one yet has done a PR campaign. There's also awards for membership campaigns. We've had one award for a membership campaign. So either you're not telling me that you're doing this great stuff, and please tell me because we want to share what's working, or it's just not happening. And the Passport program we've had since the early fall. Again, there's some awards for bringing people out to clubs. So that's there, and it's not really changing the game. We've upped the game by adding the COP Award, which is the Club Outreach Program. It's been running since the beginning of July. It recognizes you for all the baby brand new Toastmasters that you bring into Toastmasters. And we have a running list on the main page of D21Toastmasters.org. You will see your club if you have brought 3 or more baby brand new never before Toastmasters into District 21. Your club will be listed there, and you'll see the front runners at the top and those that have 3 down at the bottom of that list. Plus, we will be awarding one club with a giant trophy at the spring conference for having the most baby brand new Toastmasters since the beginning of the year that renew on April 1st. So it's something to strive for. Lots of kudos. We will celebrate you. Talk Up Toastmasters. No one took advantage of the Smedley Award, which was the exact same contest Toastmasters puts on. You get a shiny ribbon for your banner, and you get 10% off at the Toastmasters International store for bringing 5 new members in a 2-month period. The Talk Up Toastmasters period is February 1st to March 31st. We hope a lot of our clubs get that award. And to help you get that award, not only do we have the COP Award, all the other things that we're doing, we have the 10% Growth Rising Tide Challenge. We are hoping that by the April 1st renewals, you have increased your membership above your July 1st base by at least 10%. And for that achievement, we will recognize you officially at the spring conference. There will be a care package for your team to party with at the spring conference after party. Plus, you will get a package to bring back to those who couldn't make it that will help support you and your team as you nurture these new Toastmasters. Because sometimes bringing a whole pile of new members into your club can feel a little bit like you're carrying a big weight until those new Toastmasters get up and running. We recognize that. We're there to support you. Plus, there is a new Club PR Campaign Challenge. and that is about to be launched in the February newsletter. We want you to experiment with PR campaigns and share your ideas with others. We've got a couple people that will be taking care of that. So just to reiterate, the COP Award, every member's already entered, or every club's already entered. All of your brand new baby Toastmasters that have joined between July 1st and March 31st that renew on April 1st are there. I see. Yes, I know. I've got to wrap it up. Talk Up Toastmasters is happening at the same time, February 1st through March 31st. Add 5 members, and Toastmasters International will automatically award you as well. The 10% Growth Rising Tide Challenge, we would love it if all of our clubs got this and we could celebrate all of you. That would be fabulous. Imagine how great our district would be and how fun our clubs would be. We want you to have fun with PR. Play with PR. Don't let it scare you. And so we are awarding clubs in the Club PR Campaign Challenge for how many ways they can get the word out about their club, how strategic their PR campaigns are, how many guests they attract during that time, what the conversion rate is, and we're going to gauge that by people who join by March 31st, and the fun factor, because PR should always be fun. So do watch for news about that. I'm running out of time, so this will be on the recording, but this is how you walk through step by step how to create your campaign. Just hatch an idea, make it so, share what happened. And the winners, just so you know, first prize is $125 at the Toastmasters International store. Second prize is $95. Third prize is $70, and they are based on real prizes that we saw on the Toastmasters International store we want you to have. Your area director is going to receive area promotion cards with your club's taglines on them. So they will be promoting you at things like our upcoming membership building event, which is a workshop on mentoring, and we're bringing Jim McLaughlin up from California. He has got some brilliant insights to share on how to find yourself a great mentor and maintain a great mentor-mentee relationship, get the most out of that, and in the process you'll learn how to be a good mentor as well. It's very interactive. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll get a lot of never before Toastmasters attendees to come to that. Don't forget to have fun with the Passport program that will feed all of this, and share the adventure with as many people as you possibly can. Imagine if you had never found your club, what your life would be like today. Don't let somebody else not find Toastmasters who's just like you. I will turn it back over to Rae to wrap up.
Okay, wrapping up. Okay, well, thanks everybody for participating in this, our first webinar. We're going to try to have one, as long as we can come up with content, on Wednesdays, and we actually have somebody to deliver it, and there's value to the content. We haven't decided on a subject for next week. It's a work in progress. I'm working towards how to get your Facebook page up and running. There's been an interest in that, so that may be what the topic is, but we were kind of under the wire getting this one. We're trying to get it under the wire to get it publicized, but we're hoping to do that in advance. But there will be a recording made available for this, and if you have any questions, I'd say just forward them on to Carol or myself, and if we can't answer them, we'll pass them on to somebody else that will be able to. So thanks everybody for participating. Carol, anything else you want to say before we say good evening to everybody?
Oh, thank you so much for, on such short notice, signing up and being here to contribute to the conversation. Thank you for your questions, your insights. Really appreciate everything that you're doing in your clubs.
I wish everybody a safe trip, but hopefully you're already at home. So, good night, everyone.
Good night. Thanks so much.